Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new episode full of music news. We're bringing you the latest in pop, rock, country, metal, and more. We know some of you have been long awaiting new material from Green Day. Steve will be coming up with that shortly. Stay tuned because this is Best of Backstage Story. Back with everything pop, including the inside scoop on Chris Brown, Carly Rae Jepsen, and more. Diana?
A singer is able to turn up the music overseas, a new way to play music is introduced, and a benefit concert is seen by millions. I'm Diana, here with the latest and greatest on this week's edition of Pop News. Singer Chris Brown was given the go-ahead from an LA judge to perform in Europe for his tour, which will make stops in Germany, Norway, and Paris. Brown has been on probation since his vicious assault on then-girlfriend Rihanna in 2009, and his probation will end in 2014. The judge declared that if Brown had violated his terms of probation, he would have been in jail indefinitely. The two have reconciled, sparking relationship rumors almost daily in the tabloids. Jimmy Fallon and The Roots have done it again. The late-night talk show host and his house band performed Christina Aguilera's newest song, Your Body, using nothing but office supplies, and the finished cover was shown on his show last week. In the summer, the musicians did a rendition of the smash hit Call Me Maybe with Carly Rae Jepsen using elementary school instruments, and it became an internet sensation. Billy Joel, Bon Jovi, and Bruce Springsteen were among the performers and guest appearances on NBC's benefit show for Hurricane Sandy relief on Friday night. The event, hosted by Matt Lauer, was to aid victims of the devastating storm last week that ravaged the majority of the eastern seaboard. The telethon raised $23 million for the Red Cross. Our thoughts here at the Rider University Network go out to those affected by this tragedy. That is all for this week's edition of Pop News. Tune in next week to hear the latest in the world of pop music.
Annie Snyder is back again this week to talk about Little Big Town, Willie Nelson, and more country artists. Here's Country Sound.
Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Country Sound, the source for all your latest country news. Country stars Little Big Town talks to fans face to Facebook last week. The foursome answered an array of questions from their biggest fans via Facebook chat, ranging from general band questions to slightly more personal questions. The band also plans to have a video chat in the near future. For more information, follow them on Facebook. For all you Willie Nelson fans out there, here is your chance to get to know the legendary artist. Nelson has penned his first memoir, Roll Me Up and Smoke Me When I Die. The book reflects on his career and friends. Actress Hayden Panettiere is trying her hand in music after releasing her first single, Telescope. Since the success of her new television series, Nashville, Panettiere knew this would be a great opportunity to become a country star. Miranda Lambert's Over You has reached a milestone of 1 million downloads, making it go platinum. Over You won Song of the Year at the 2012 CMA Awards. That's all the time we have for you today. Join us next time for Country Sound.
It's time to find out all things alternative with Steve as he talks about Green Day's album Uno, which is the first of their trilogy.
Hi, I'm Stephen Walters, and this is your alternative route. Green Day released their latest album, Uno, on September 25th with Reprise Records. The album isn't the first of a set of 3 albums to come out in the following months. The album release came just days after the band performed at the iHeartRadio Music Festival, where frontman Billy Joe Armstrong had an onstage breakdown after learning that the band's set time had only 1 minute remaining. Armstrong's onstage ranting was followed by the destruction of his guitar, which he tossed into the crowd and stormed off stage with fellow bandmates Mike Dirnt and Trey Cool. Armstrong has since received treatment for substance abuse, according to the band's official website. Green Day's next album, Dose, is scheduled to be released on November 13th. The Gaslight Anthem released their latest album, Handwritten, on July 20th with Mercury Records. This is the band's 4th studio album and the first since the 2010 album, American Slang. The first single from the new album, 45, is featured in the video game NHL 13. The music video for the song contains footage shot at local rock venue The Stone Pony. Muse is scheduled to release a new album October 2nd. The album, titled Second Law, will be the band's 6th studio album and the band's first since the 2009 album, The Resistance. 2 singles from Second Law have been released: Survival, a track written to be the anthem for the 2012 Summer Olympics in London, England, and Madness, a track containing the band's signature sounds along with an added dubstep element. Among many bands to release an album over the summer, Linkin Park dropped a new record on June 20th, titled Living Things. This is the band's 5th studio album and the first since the 2010 album, 1,000 Suns. The first single off the new album, Burn It Down, has received significant radio airtime while reaching the number 30 spot on the Billboard Top 100 chart. And that's your alternative route. See you next week.
Stefan is back with news about the band's Memphis Mayfire, Asking Alexandria, and We Came as Romans. Here's your Metal News.
What's up, guys? My name is Stefan Hueneke, and this is your Metal News. The band Memphis Mayfire released their album Challenger earlier in the year. Prior to its release, the band announced that Anthony Sepe, formerly of the band Decoder, would be replacing Ryan Bentley as their new guitarist. Quote, "For those who may not know already, we have recently decided to part ways with our guitarist, Ryan Bentley, and wish him nothing but the best. He is a talented individual, and we have no doubt that he will be successful no matter where life leads him. With that said, we'd like to all give you a warm welcome to our new guitarist, Anthony Sepe." Challenger debuted as number 16 on the Billboard 200 after selling more than 1,800 copies in its first week. Asking Alexandria recently announced the release of their new single, Run Free. It is off of their up-and-coming 3rd studio album, of which is currently untitled, but has a tentative release date of January 13th, 2013. Senses Fail released their new hits album entitled Follow Your Bliss, The Best of Senses Fail in the middle of June. Composed of music from both previous albums as well as an all-new set of 4 songs, the album was limited to a mere 10,000 physical copies and sold out very quickly. In a recent interview with Warped Tour 2012, lead vocalist Buddy Nielsen announced that the band would begin recording an all-new album in November of 2012. We Came as Romans released a live music video of their song, What I Wished I Never Had, off of their 2011 album, Understanding What We've Grown to Be. The album peaked at the 7th spot on the US Indies chart and the 20th spot on the Billboard 200. In addition to the music video, the band announced via Twitter and Facebook that they might release some new material by the end of the year. They confirmed their posting on September 13th by saying that a cover of the song I'm Glad You Came by The Wanted would be featured on the Punk Goes Pop Volume 5 Contemplation CD, of which would be released on November 6th. My name is Stefan Hueneke, and this has been your week's Metal News.
Backstage Story welcomes our new host, Laura Garraty, as she gives us the latest on artists who are sneaking into your stereo.
I'm Laura Garraty, and this is what's sneaking into your stereo. Indie music lovers everywhere are raving over Mumford & Sons' latest album, Babel. The album has skyrocketed to the top of the Billboard charts, selling well over 500,000 in its first week. The folk rock band's debut album, Sigh No More, has not yet left the charts since dropping in 2010. It's safe to say that this British band is on a great streak. Aside from being the leading indie debut of 2012, Babel beat out album sales compared to popular bands such as Green Day and No Doubt. Mumford & Sons is currently playing sold-out shows in Australia on their tour. They'll be in New Zealand and the UK for the majority of the rest of the year. For more information, visit their site, mumfordandsons.com, and be sure to check out Babel on iTunes. Matt and Kim also released a new album last week. Lightning is the pair's 4th album, as their first one was released only 6 years ago. The Brooklyn native duo hit it big with the popular single Daylight from their second album, Grand. They produced the album themselves in their own Grant Street apartment. Matt and Kim brought the energy with their latest album after playing sold-out shows last Tuesday and Wednesday. Matt Johnson, one half of the band, told the Washington Examiner that the response was awesome. I'm Laura Garraty, and this has been Sneaking Into Your Stereo. Thanks for watching.
Let's see what albums Samuel and Sammy have reviewed for us this week.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Sammy.
And I'm Sam.
And this is Album Reviews.
Well, each week we'll focus on a couple albums and tell you of our honest opinions of them, whether you should buy them or not.
This week we're focusing on Christina Aguilera's Lotus
And Malcolm Moore's new album, The Heist.
Let's start with Christina Aguilera's new album, Lotus. The album was released on November 13th and was a huge improvement from Bionic, but lacks a unified genre and was full of catchy pop songs, ballads, and a confused, weird electronica music. The song Your Body is fun and upbeat and makes you want to dance. Then there's Shut Up, which doesn't fit on the album by adding too many electronic elements and trying to take on more of a rapping style. The song has way too much going on, and honestly, overall, it was just bad. What do you think about that song?
Honestly, I really didn't like it at all. It reminded me of a bit of Nicki Minaj, and I'm not really a huge fan of her.
Yeah, it was like she was trying to be Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. But overall, the two best songs on that album had to be the ones with her voice co-stars. The first one is Make the World Move with CeeLo Green, and it was catchy and shows Christina Aguilera's ability to belt high notes. And then there's my personal favorite and probably the best song on the album, Just a Fool with Blake Shelton. It's an extremely powerful duet, and just anybody that's ever gone through a really tough breakup will be able to relate to this song. Plus, Christina and Blake's voices just sound completely amazing together. Overall, the album was okay, and Christina fans should probably check it out. What did you think?
For the most part, I liked the album. For Christina, I really think she's a talented artist, and for the most part, I think true Christina Aguilera fans will appreciate the album. But if I've never really heard Christina Aguilera ever in my entire life before, and this is my first album, it might be a miss.
Yeah, it's.
If I was to rate the album on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a 5 or a 4.5.
Yeah, her previous albums were so much better than this.
Yeah. The Heist is Malcolm Moore's debut album, used by longtime friend Ryan Lewis. Together, they deliver a unique hip-hop sound you just won't find anywhere else. In the album, the Seattle native documents the story of his own success. Each song on the album tackles a different subject, from his battle with drug addiction in the song Starting Over, to showcasing how eager he was to sign his first major record deal in the song Jimmy Levine. The album isn't all serious, as Malcolm Moore reveals the humor in his music with the song Thrift Shop. What's your take on Thrift Shop?
I thought that song was hilarious. I love how it's literally talking about like going and buying your grandpa's old clothes and like wearing them out to the club. It's so funny. I think it's one of my favorites on the album.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites too. But my favorite part of it is how he's rocking around in like a really huge fur coat. That's perfect.
Yes.
Height's overall quality resembles Childish Gambino's debut album, Camp. This is because of the album's use of live instruments and children's choirs. That really adds to its allure. That is why I believe it makes it one of 2012's must-have albums. Well, having that, what did you think about it?
I loved the overall album. I thought it was amazing. I'd honestly never heard of him before until we had reviewed this album. And to anybody out there that's never heard of Malcolm Moore before, you definitely need to check this out. You feel like you know him when you're listening to the stories that he has to say.
Yeah, my favorite part of the album is the fact that like every single song has a different agenda to it. Like he just tackles a really large array of subjects, from gay marriage to to like thrift shopping, and it's really just a personal album for him.
Yeah, like you hear the story of his life almost. Like you can understand where he came from.
Like you can tell it's a labor of love.
Yes.
Well, that's all we have in store for you this week. Obviously, we do voice our opinions, but you have the final say, and you can find both of these albums
on iTunes or Amazon.
Perfect. That's all we have time for. Have a good week.
Bye, guys.
To find out what hot shows are playing in your local area, let's send it over to Maddie with tour dates.
Hello everyone, it may be a little late, but welcome back, and welcome to a new semester of Backstage Story. I'm your host, Maddie Smith, and here are this week's tour dates. On Wednesday, February 29th, Tyga is playing at the Best Buy Theater in New York City. On Thursday, March 1st, August Burns Red is playing at Irving Plaza, also in New York City. The End of the World Tour, featuring Mayday Parade and We the Kings, is stopping at Starland Ballroom in Sayreville, New Jersey, on Friday, March 2nd. Also on Friday, March 2nd, Lights will be playing at the Stone Pony in Asbury Park, New Jersey. A new semester calls for a new tour dates feature. Maddie's Pick of the Week is my personal pick of which concert I recommend seeing this week. This week's pick is a concert that I myself will be at. The Great Big Pile of Leaves is kicking off their tour this week with Young Statues and Mansions. On Friday, March 2nd, they will be at Asbury Lanes, New Jersey. But if you can't make this show, you have another chance to see them the next day, on Saturday, March 3rd, at The Fire in Philly. Young Jeezy will be performing at Irving Plaza in New York City on Sunday, March 4th. And if you're crazy enough to go to New York City on a school night, Fanfarla will be playing at Webster Hall on Tuesday, March 6th. That's all for this week's tour dates. I hope to see a bit more variety and a few more shows in Philly as spring begins. Tune in next week for more tour dates.
Now let's send it over to Ryan, who has live footage of this past Friday's concert at the Rider University Pub.
Thanks, Kelly. This past Friday, 107.7 The Bronx put on a great show for Rider students at the Rider University Pub. One of the acts that performed was Rider alumni band The Paper Jets. Let's go check them out.
And you've been a wonderful audience. A wonderful audience. A wonderful audience. This is a killer song, so if you want to come on up and sing along.
So did you get all that? Well, I sure hope so, because next week we'll be back with brand new editions of your favorite segments. To watch previous episodes or get some information on our cast and crew, be sure to head over to www.backstagestory.weebly.com. I'm Kelly. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.